So I just want to go back to pretty much when you first asked me at the beginning of this podcast, like why did I say that I didn't know how to approach mental health? That's one of the reasons why I said, look, I'm absolutely clueless about the situation, which is one of the reasons why I didn't want to talk about it, is in case someone did want to reach out. It's not like I don't give a shit or like I don't care. It's just that I honestly wouldn't know what to do if someone did. Yeah, I didn't have that framework.
I think if I was to try and like not necessarily give you advice, but try and give you some sort of takeaway on that is,
yeah,
you know what, you can still help. Like, for example, if you say to someone, listen, I don't have a clue about this, that's fine. But also, you know, if you can do that and not judge them and, you know, say, okay, let's try and get you some help. That is, you know, within a very short thing, that's all you need. And like, yeah, you might need a bit more time to learn how to spot it potentially. But one thing I'm a big believer in is if you know the person, you know, like, so if you have a client, for argument's sake, as long as this isn't a brand new client, you more than likely know them in some way, shape or form. You know, you get to learn about their life. So if, for argument's sake, if they've had a breakup, right? So that, you know, again, I'll go deep now, if you will. If they've had a breakup, if they are a man and they are aged 40 to 49, and, you know, depending on their employment status or their how much social inclusion they might have, they could be a risk for being suicidal. And I know that probably sounds quite scary, but these are things that actually, like, I've had a scenario where a guy told me about he was suicidal, and the only thing I said to him was, because I noticed him, I didn't even know his name, but we were just chatting when we were both in a storage place, because I was living with my in-laws at the time. His stuff was everywhere, and I was like, you know, made a bit of a joke out of it. I said, "Oh, look, you've got a bit of a big job on." Noticed his age. He talked about having split up with his wife. He talked about being unemployed, and, you know, he was saying about how, like, emotionally drained and everything was. All I said to him was, I was like, "Listen, I cannot imagine how difficult this is for you, but the only thing I'm going to tell you is better days are going to come." And he got quite emotional and then told me there and then, he was like, "Do you know what? Thank you so much for saying that. I have been having suicidal thoughts." Now, I realised, Tom, at this point you'd be going, "Oh my God, what do I do?" But the point of this story is, actually, hope is dead important. You know, knowing what to do next is important, but just being able to say, look, you might feel like crap now, but you can and you will feel better, and that's, you know, that is a fact. And being able to sort of like really explain that. But as I say, as long as you don't judge them and you say, okay, well, let's try and get them to a GP and whatever else, that's a really good start. Start. And try and access experts, you know, find out if there's any, you know, local support groups, stuff like that in your area. It's something that actually is seems overly complicated, but it's actually quite simple.
So just to clarify,
people just want to be heard.
So exactly that. So just to clarify, the first thing you would not do is just to say cheer up,
100%.
You know. But it's to kind of create that entry point and actually to recognise the issues the person is having, to actually recognise that, you know, that their mental health is deteriorating. So just simply by recognising it straight away, it's just showing empathy. And a bit of an entry point into further discussion from there. You don't just throw away like an end point, throwaway term like, "Oh, just cheer up, get over it."
I mean, Jesus, that's like, you know, again, it comes back to that same word. It's lazy, you know, to just say, just feel better. It's like
but by showing that empathy, you've recognised that something is wrong.
Yeah.
And from there, you could then move to the next point on the framework, so to speak.
Yeah. You just need to be able, as I say, if you don't judge the person, even if this is entirely their fault, hey, guess what? Not helpful. Not helpful. And one thing, and again, this is in the baseline acronym I've put together, is be normal. Don't start trying to be all like the, cotton wool flying. That's not a word, but there we go. Just if you go in and you're worried someone's mental well-being, might be poor at the moment, actually, just start a conversation. If you dive straight in with, hey mate, how's your mental health? They might be a bit like, And as I said to you before, if you're able to, be authentic and honest about things that you've been through, you're more likely to get that kind of interaction anyway.